What's going on, everybody? Aaron Trevino here with another video. We are in South Houston. We're with a local investor who's going to show us a few different tips on what you should consider when flipping a house. Let's check it out, y'all.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Braulio Viyareyo. I'm a local investor here in Houston, Texas. Right now, we're at one of my properties that we just finished. We literally just put it on the market yesterday, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of everything that we did. Come check it out. A lot of people say that, you really can't find any deals on the MLS. Well, here's the proof. I bought this literally off the MLS. We put in an offer. They actually had this for $100,000. We put in an offer for $90,000. They had multiple people that were looking at the property, and we ended up getting, we ended up winning our bid. And I think that a lot of people went in a lot lower, and the reason why was because they didn't see the vision for the house. So if you look at the house, before this whole area right here, it used to be a carport. We added all this square footage, which allowed us to get top dollar for it. So originally, the maximum price that we would have been able to sell the house for was going to be only about $150,000. With this addition, we ended up adding about 350 square foot, which allowed us to get a better price that we could sell it at. So we're actually listing it at $200,000. We spent about $45,000 in it to rehab it. So if you want, let's go inside and we can go and check out, all the upgrades that I've done. We added some cool little pavers. Before, you used to just have like dirt, and there was really nothing there. So, we added an entryway here. So, as you come in, you can see there's, there's been some major upgrades. I hope Aaron can put some old pictures so that you guys can see what it actually looked like before, because it was pretty rough. Literally where I'm standing at right here, this used to be the doorway. So the door was actually right here, and there used to be a wall, which was where we were standing actually outside the house. So I ended up stretching this out. I put the door in the front, and it just opened it up a whole lot. I mean, just by doing that, we were still under the roof, which was really good. We ended up adding, 30 square feet just like in this little area, which is great, If you're using, or like if you're adding anything, it's always good that you look at what space you can use, especially anything that's under a roof, so like that you don't have to do any modifications to the roof, which is whenever you do modifications to the roof, that's when it really, really becomes expensive, especially if you're doing like structural stuff, So anything that you can keep under the roof, or the existing roof, and you can add just by adding a couple of sticks, some studs up, that's, extra money that you're gonna be able to get. So tip number one, add as much square footage as you can, okay? If you come this way, this is the whole new addition that we ended up adding. So basically everything here is brand new. There's nothing here that's old. Everything here it's brand new sheetrock, brand new fans, brand new molding, brand new paint. I mean, everything. Even that window is brand new. Everything here is brand new. And another thing that we did was we added this master suites. So brand new tile, we added the shower, we added the tub, brand new toilet, brand new vanity, brand new light fixtures, mirror. I mean, you name it, we added every single one of these. And another cool feature is you have your own closet. And it's literally a walk-in closet. Right? Another cool thing is, just as a tip, is you always want to use the materials that you had from the original house. So if you look at this, like this might not mean anything, like this might be like something really, really simple, but this is actually old studs that the house used to have, and I made them into shelves. So instead of me going to Home Depot or the lumberyard and buying something, I repurposed stuff that we had, So, and I think they're really cool. Like it shows a nice little feature, and it's a cool little story to keep the stuff that you actually had in the old house, and you can bring it back into the new one, So this was already here. This was already part of the existing house. Basically, the only thing that we did here was we changed a lot of the sheetrock. We ended up changing pretty much everything on the ceiling because everything was falling in and everything was just no good. Brand new windows, energy efficient windows. Brand new windows, actually, they do add a lot of value to your house. So if you can change the windows, or if you want to go ahead and make sure that you're getting more for, like, more bang for your buck, if you can change them, change them. Like a lot of people say, like as a rehabber, that you shouldn't change them if they're perfectly good windows. But in my mind, I think that they add a lot of value. And not only that, whenever you sell the house, you know, you can add that, and the appraisal is going to come a lot higher, because, you know, you can list it for whatever you want, but if your appraisal, you know, he's not going to give you exactly what you want. You know, it has to actually make sense. So another tip is, you know, always think about, you know, later on in the future is what your appraisal is going to be. So whenever you're thinking about, hey, I shouldn't do this or I should do this, think of it as, hey, is it going to add value for the amount of money that you're going to do? You know, if it just doesn't make sense, like some stuff just doesn't make sense, then I understand. But most of the time, especially windows really do make sense for you to add. Ceiling fans is also one of the really cool things that you should do. Is add some really nice ceiling fans. Don't go cheap, and don't like put some crappy ceiling fans, because those really make the room, especially when you have bedroom, which basically there's nothing in here. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have anything in here. So show something that's gonna be beautiful, that's gonna, you know, catch the buyer's eye. Those I actually bought on Amazon. So I got those for $70 on Amazon. And if you go to Home Depot, or if you go to any of your ceiling light fixture stores or whatever, those things are about $150 or $175. So just think about it. Like, I just saved myself $300 for putting all 3 of those in there. This is gonna be the guest bath. As you see in here, this is also a full remodel. The only thing different in here than we did in the other one is I kept a lot of the original stuff. So this is a cast iron. It's cast iron, and if you know anything about cast iron, it's heavy, and it almost costs more to take that out than to refinish it. So to refinish it, something like this, it cost me about $150. A new tub cost me about $160, right? But getting rid of this is much more time and effort than to just refinish it. I really like to put new stuff in, but in this case, it's just too much of a pain in the butt, man. So if you can refinish these and they're in good shape, which most of the time they're not gonna have any like really bad things. They're cast iron, you know, they're pretty much indestructible. So if you can go ahead and you can leave one of those in, you know, it still adds a lot of character to the house. Another thing that we ended up leaving in here was we ended up leaving this little heater. It doesn't work. We don't have anything that is gas. But I thought it was a cool little fixture, so we ended up doing a refinish on this one as well, and we just kept it, you know, to kind of keep a little bit of the charm of the house, of the old house, you know. Some people like it, some people don't. I thought it was cool, you know, you kind of just go with your gut, and, you know, it is what it is. But again, another thing is light fixtures, you know. Spend money on your light fixtures. Make sure that they're cool. Don't be cheap on your light fixtures. Those things really make a big difference to like how somebody's gonna see the house, man. Whenever they come in, first thing they tell me is, whoa, like that light fixture is ridiculous. It's awesome. It looks great, you know. Mirror, same thing, you know, kind of go with the style that you got. We ended up doing gold handles on these. Most of the time, a lot of rehabbers, they put in those like little small cheap handles, or the handles that come with it. I don't like to do that. I kind of like to make sure that, you know, it's pretty cool so you can stand out, you know, so it shows a little bit of more of an accent. Amazon, it's the same stuff, man. Basically, a really cheap fixture costs like, I think they're like $8 for $20. I ended up spending $35. So $15 makes a huge difference. I mean, who wouldn't want to have this instead of just like one of those little cheap knobs? And by cheap knobs, like this is what I'm talking about, like one of these, right? So I put that one there because this is the AC, it really doesn't matter. Like, and I just didn't know what else to put it, so I just kind of left that there. But same thing, look at this. Awesome light fixture. I mean, I think it looks beautiful. We ended up doing this really, really nice accent wall, which I actually did myself. It kind of goes with the same design as the tile. So I kind of brought that, you know, as you can see, it's not like straight, it's kind of like brick, like a brick layer or something like that. So kitchen, another tip, whenever you're buying, or if you're ever gonna do a rehab, appliances mean a lot, right? You don't want to sell a house without any of the appliances. It's the same thing, the appraisal. You want to make sure that you get the most money for the appraisal at the end. So what I do is I go and I look for these everywhere, man. Like, it takes me a while, and I understand that, but it also, they are very expensive. So I go and I look for these everywhere. You want to go to your outlet stores like Sears Outlets, American Freight, it's kind of like the same thing. You want to look for them at, you know, sometimes they have like discounts at like Home Depot or Lowe's. Sometimes they'll have them on discount because they either unbox them or they return them or stuff like that. So I always go and ask. I haven't had any luck lately, but I remember I got a range hood there, and that also came in a lot cheaper. Same thing with the dishwasher. So brand new dishwasher, brand new stove. And this hood then, which I think is really cool, it goes all the way up to the top. Amazon. So, you know, Amazon, it's a lifesaver, dude. So we also ended up putting all these tiles, and we ended up going all the way through the whole kitchen. White glossy tile with black grout. So that's like really in right now. I think it's been in for like hundreds of years, but it's like more and more like what people actually really like right now. These shelves, I actually made these shelves myself also. It's a 2x10, and I just went ahead and I stained it with a clear, which gave it a really nice color. So if you saw the outside of the house, you can see that the shutters are basically the same color. So you want to tie in the outside stuff a little bit to the inside. Brackets. So these brackets, Amazon. Again, I bought these brackets. They were $35 for 8. At Home Depot, they cost $15 a piece. So that's a huge difference in price, man. So you definitely want to check Amazon before you buy anything, and you want to make sure you check. I mean, just, you know, make sure you're looking at different places. You know, don't just look for one place. On my first flip, I remember the worst thing that I did was that I tried to buy like the best stuff, and I wouldn't look for any prices just because I thought it was already a good deal until I really started looking around and I could really figure out, hey, you know what? I can't believe how much I spent on that compared to like the stuff that I buy now. It's the same stuff. It's not less quality. It's not. I mean, those brackets are, you know, they're high quality. They're very, very strong. So it just depends on, you know, what somebody's willing to pay for it. You know, since I was a dummy back in the day and I didn't know and nobody told me. So check Amazon, check other places, and make sure you don't just buy it right off the back. It's key for you being under budget. So far, I have never gone over budget on any of my flips, which is good. I'm thankful for that. But at the same time, you know, you just gotta make sure you're watching every single dollar. So what I do is, you know, I put down all my expenses as well. Whenever I buy something, I make sure I keep all my receipts. I don't ever wait till later until we do them. I do them right away because you'll forget, especially like gas and stuff. I know gas is expensive right now. Hopefully it'll change, but you put the gas in as expenses as well, so like that you can know exactly how much you're spending and how much you're gonna get back at the very end. So we ended up putting also new laundry room. We got, you know, the connections for your dryer, putting a new shelf. We got the connections for the washer. We put in these nice sliding doors. It's pretty cool. And they kind of go with the new doors that we have right now. So I'm a contractor as well, and I had a customer of mine want me to change out his door. So this door, I actually got it from another house. And if you look at it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the door. So I repurposed this door. These doors they run about, they run about $800, man. So literally by just repurposing this door, which worked perfectly, like it absolutely works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. Look at how nice it closes. So another thing you want to do is, you know, pro tip, repurpose as much stuff as you can. Also keep a lot of the stuff that you can. If you can rent a storage or if you have a garage, don't throw anything away. You're gonna use it. You know, sometimes you never know what you're gonna use. Trust me. Like I repurpose pretty much everything that I have. I keep as much stuff as I can because you're gonna use it one time or another. So, one of the things that you're gonna want to have to get checked out also as well is you want to make sure that your electrical box is either new and that it has the new breakers in it. So you want to make sure that the breakers are new, that they're up to code now. Since if they're not up to code, you're gonna get tagged on it, you know. So the inspector's gonna come in and he's gonna say, hey, you know what, your box needs new breakers, and they're gonna either want to negotiate a price with you on that, or they're gonna want to bring it down because they're gonna have to replace the box, which most of the people always do that. So you want to check to make sure that you have new breakers. You want to make sure that you have a new box as well. In this case, we didn't really have to replace anything on here. We just had to add a couple of breakers for some more of the lines that we had to do for like the AC and the water heater in the inside. We did put a new water heater in the inside, and that requires a 220. So you have to run a new line for that. As you can see, we also added a new AC. So this house did not have an AC whatsoever. No AC. We ended up putting it in from scratch. It has a brand new compressor. It has a brand new AC in the inside, AC and heater. And we put in new ducts in the inside. They're brand new. It's got brand new vents. I mean, you name it, it's completely brand new. There's absolutely nothing old about the AC. So if you don't have AC, you need to put AC in your house, man, because that's one of the things that they're really gonna make sure that they get. If you could see, pretty much on this side, everything is kind of original to the house. Of course, the windows are all brand new, and if you see the bottom part is gonna be all brand new siding. This whole top part, this is beautiful stuff, man. Like, you're not gonna get this anywhere, like, ever anymore. So I could have changed this and it really wouldn't have messed up with any of my budget, but I just really like the way that it looks, and I love the character that it gives the house. If you see on the front has this brand new siding, and all the whole front pretty much is this brand new siding. This back part, I mean, if I could have saved a little bit more of it in the front, I would have, but we ended up having to actually change it because this in the front was actually bad. Over here, it's not so bad, so we just kind of went in and left it. But we did add the band all the way on the bottom because the one at the bottom was actually bad. So we ended up putting the whole band at the bottom, which I think it looks really cool. I think it gives it a little bit more character as well, you know? Pro tip. So one of the biggest mistakes that I didn't account for, and this was from me learning from someone that didn't know what they were doing, is make sure that you spend a little bit of money and put it in your budget that you need to do landscaping. All right, curb appeal means a lot, and one of the things that I learned is that if you're gonna want actual traffic to come into your house, you're gonna want somebody to come and see it when they pull up. Like, they're gonna want to show up to a house that is actually nice, you know, like that actually stands out. So this is the first time that I've actually done landscaping on the house, and I think it turned out amazing. We ended up putting the pavers, literally each paver cost me $8. I mean, just look how beautiful the entrance looks. Like, it just looks amazing, right? We also ended up putting some plants. We undiscovered this. These were actually under the dirt. So these were dug into the dirt. The landscaper guy comes in, he starts digging a little bit, and he actually found all these. So I didn't even have to buy these, you know, like they were already here, which I thought was pretty cool. I wouldn't have put them, you know what I mean? I would have just left them. But like I said, you know, whenever you uncover something that actually looks pretty cool, man, leave it. You know, it's like extra stuff, extra money that you're not wasting. So we ended up putting the mulch. We ended up putting some of these flowers. The bush was already there. We left that. And one of the cool things that we just seen right now is I didn't replace this flower here, but these other ones we did. And look how beautiful this came out. That just shows, you know, there's good vibes here, man. great vibes, you know what I mean? So I saw it, I was super shocked, you know, like I didn't expect that beautiful plant to come out of that little bush. So like I was saying, you know, pro tip, make sure that you get landscaping, you know, put it in your budget. You know, this landscaping and everything ended up only costing me $500, but look at the hugest difference. Like if you can just imagine not having the molds, not having the pavers, not having all that stuff, it makes a huge difference when people come in. We've already had people that came in today, and one of the first things that they do is they look down and they step on the pavers and they see, you know what, this is nice, it feels good, you know. So pro tip, make sure you get landscaping, put it in your budget. You will regret it if you don't.
Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. I hope that video is helpful, getting a few tips on how to flip a house here in beautiful Houston, Texas.
Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna link my information down below, but I would love to work with you guys. If you guys have any deals, please give me a call or reach out to me on Instagram, and maybe we can go ahead and we can JV on a deal and work together and, you know, make some money.
See y'all next time.